Thank you for the opportunity to present the ALG Chifunde project to you. Cobus has over 15 years of experience in Mozambique. He has personally evaluated 1,800 concessions across Mozambique, and it took him 10 years evaluating over 200 of the top gold concessions before he discovered the Chifunde project. Franco has worked for some of the major players in the mining industry, including Impala Platinum, Eastplats, Trafigura and Vedanta. He has worked in South Africa, Mozambique, Angola, DRC and Namibia. Dirk holds a master's degree in geology and more than 35 years experience in the field. He worked for Anglo Gold in South Africa as exploration manager, in Ghana as country manager and later in Australia. Robert is a registered professional geologist with more than 30 years of experience. He was the previous president of SME and PDAC. Philip graduated from Oxford University and is the well-known founder of RAB Capital in the UK. The full CVs of the directors and management are in the appendix. We aim to raise £3 million through a convertible note, giving the investor full upside potential and limited downside risk. The convertible note will pay 10% interest per annum and also includes additional warrants. As you can see, we have a healthy spread of shareholders with good cornerstone investors. Mozambique is one of the best investment destinations in Africa, with multi-billion-dollar investments in resources and oil and gas. The reason why we love Mozambique is because it's one of the most underexplored countries in the world, and in the past 5 years, major discoveries include the largest graphite deposit, the largest ruby deposit, and the second largest gas deposit in the world. Other significant resource discoveries include gold, coal, iron ore, heavy mineral sands, tantalite, titanium, copper, and many more. Mozambique's infrastructure supports its growth, with 7 ports, multiple international airports, 30,000 kilometers of roads, and 4,700 kilometers of railways. The country is politically stable, with a multi-party democracy and has a resilient GDP growth. The Chifunde project is situated in Mozambique's Tete province, on the border of Zambia and Malawi. It is 60 kilometers from Lilongwe, the capital of Malawi, and 220 kilometers from Tete, the capital of Tete province in Mozambique. ALG owns 80% of the project, and 20% is owned by a Mozambican businessman. The exploration license was successfully converted to a mining concession in September last year, and is valid for 25 years and can be extended for another 25 years. The mining concession makes the fast-track mining strategy possible. We have completed geophysics, soil sampling, project infrastructure, and 7,200 meters of drilling to date, and defined an exploration target of between 220,000 and 1.3 million ounces. The drilling intersected high-grade zones of between 5 to 38 grams per ton of gold. This is an aerial view of the camp infrastructure. As you can see, we haven't gone overboard, but have a very functional layout with a secure core shed. This is a thermal aureole gold model, indicating the position of some of the biggest deposits in relation to the granite contact zone. The Chifunde project sits in a similar position within the tag model. The red is the granites that intruded the country rock. In our concession area, the country rock is amphibolite. The yellow is the alteration zones, and the black stripes are the shear and fault zones, which is the pathways for the penetrating fluids. This is our predictive model for gold mineralization. Here we can see some of the geophysics and satellite images created from different datasets. The aeromagnetics are used to delineate structures. The radiometrics indicate different rock types and the contacts between them, and the asters show the different alteration types. Based on the tag model and confirmed mineralization in rock exposures, we decided to focus on the Muzunjaretsi, Chifunde, and Copper Hill prospects. We correlated the drill information with the geophysics on the current prospect areas and identified 17 additional prospect areas with similar lithologies and structures across the rest of the concession. This is done using the predictive tag model and our own field information. We took channel sampling of the mining faces of the artisanal workings at different depths. On 40 meters, the sample returned 33.1 grams per ton. On 60 meters on the one side of the mining face, the sample returned 45.4 grams per ton. And on the other side of the mining face, the sample returned 80.3 grams per ton. When Dirk joined the company in January of 2021, he wanted to verify these results and went down to 110 meters and took a sample which returned 124 grams per ton. These high-grade mining faces from artisanals can be mined immediately. This cross-section of Muzunjaretsi shows the thrust cutting through the shear zones and also shows two new ore bodies, with one ore body starting at surface. The bottom right shows that we drilled an area of 340 meters by 190 meters. The strike and depth extensions will be tested during future drilling phases. Based on the drilling shown by the blue lines, we created the Chifunde 3D model to better understand the structures and mineralized zones. This model was used to plan the Phase 3 drilling. The bottom right shows that we correlated a strike length of the thrust across 330 meters with a potential mineralized strike length of 850 meters between drill holes along the contact zone, as can be seen from the radiometrics. These are simplified cross-sections of drill holes in Chifunde and Muzunjaretsi. The black lines are the boreholes, with the gold bars indicating the low-grade volumes surrounding the high-grade zones. For instance, hole 15 at Chifunde has high grades up to 23 grams per ton, surrounded by a lower-grade halo of 80 meters. And at Muzunjaretsi, we have high grades of 27.1 grams per ton, with a halo of 60 meters from surface. This halo effect increases the potential ore volumes dramatically and reduces the dilution in open-pit mining. The blue sky potentials of both Chifunde and Muzunjaretsi are open-ended along strike and depth. We conducted a 50-meter spaced sampling grid covering 44 hectares over the Copper Hill prospect, with bulk leach testing done. The anomalies indicate the possible ore body size of 400 by 600 meters and will be tested during the next phase of exploration. The same type of grid will be done on the other 17 prospect areas, which will indicate the size of the potential ore bodies. The £3 million will be used to finance the Phase 3 exploration program. 78% of the total budget is allocated towards exploration, with 3.5% for corporate and admin, 12% towards listing fees, and the remaining 6.5% for corporate finance fees. With the proven mineralization from surface, the board decided to engage a mining contractor to do small-scale mining. The contractor is limited to mine up to 25 meters, not to compromise future open-pit design after the resource is proven. They will fund the entire capital expenditure related to the small-scale mining, with no capital or risk for ALG. The gold will be split 74% to the contractor, 20% to Uramulamuli, ALG's Mozambican subsidiary, and 6% towards production tax. We estimate production of between 12,000 and 24,000 ounces per annum, and potential cash inflow of between $4.3 million and $8.6 million. This may fund future drilling with no need to raise further capital after the IPO. This slide indicates the estimated timeline for this year, with black stars showing potential uplift in market value. The convertible note issuance to be completed by mid-Q3. Infill and resource drilling, along with the upgrade of additional targets, to be completed in Q3. Maiden resource statement completed in Q4. Production from small-scale mining also commencing in Q4. IPO and listing in the first quarter of next year. We have also already appointed PKF as the auditors and Buman Cornish as Nomad, with first gold sales projected for Q1 of 2023. The real question is, why invest now? The main advantages being a convertible note with full upside potential and limited downside risk. The mining concession is in hand, which allows us to commence mining immediately. We will have the maiden resource in the second half of this year. Early stage mining commencing before the end of the year. We aim to produce a multi-million ounce resource, having defined an exploration target of 1.3 million ounces on only 3 of the 20 prospect areas, and with substantial blue sky potential on the additional 17 areas. Early annual cash flow of $4.3 million to $8.6 million will make us self-funded. Thank you for your time. For more information, please contact Kobus or Franco.